I love Hong Kong. I really love Hong Kong. I love being there. I love the sights, the sounds, the smells, the people, the characters. Hong Kong is a city with soul. It's one of the great cities of the world. You know, I think for way too long, Hong Kong people, you know, they view almost their own culture as not as good as Japanese, Western, traditional Chinese. You know, Canto pop is looked down upon. Hong Kong films are looked down upon to their Hollywood counterparts. They shouldn't be. There's a very common accusation that Hong Kong is politically apathetic. You notice in the film that even Joshua makes this comment at the Wong Yu-ming concert. And for very, very long in my studies, you know, you read that Hong Kong people are apathetic. I didn't believe that. I didn't believe that for a moment. Joshua and Marjai and their generation, you know, they have a different attitude to Hong Kong from perhaps the generations before. Generations before saw Hong Kong very much as, you know, a transit point between leaving China to wherever they were going to end up. Joshua and Marjai and their generation see Hong Kong as their home. It's what makes them who they are. That means they have something to fight for. And when you see that what you love is under threat, at some point you've got to stand up and do something. And that's what these kids have done. This generation is seen as quite radical by older members of society. And people wonder, why have they come to the fore now? Well, actually, they are a product of a wealthier, more educated Hong Kong. And what we're seeing now is a generation who feel that they must put the interests of the community ahead of their own personal interests, and that they must fight to preserve their home. I have shown in this film as Joshua and Marjai, but they are just representative of a generation that Hong Kong people should be deeply proud of. They are a generation who are fighting to transform Hong Kong to make it a better place. I think we have a situation now in Hong Kong, as we saw in Lessons in Dissent, where young people are choosing not to go to university, but to plunge themselves into social activism. Because they realize that what's happening in Hong Kong is urgent. University can wait. Protecting their home and striving for a fairer, freer society cannot wait. I mean, essentially Hong Kong is a refugee society, or it was a refugee society a generation ago. But what you're seeing now is a generation who don't see Hong Kong as some transient place between leaving China and where they're going to end up, but they see Hong Kong as their home, where they live, what makes them who they are, and they want to protect it. And it is worth protecting. And that is why I think you're seeing a generation of young people nowadays who feel that they must do something. That it is no longer okay just to look after oneself, get the best degree and the best job you can, and don't worry about other people. It's a generation who are saying, no, this is our community. We must nurture it and we must protect it. And that is why they are giving up opportunities to go to university and throwing themselves fully into social activism.